Have you ever thought you should have done something different with your life? I think that's a question that most of us have asked ourselves at some point in our life. My name is Toni, and I've been working as a registered nurse since 1999, and I really love my job. Although it wasn't my first attempt at a career, it's been the most satisfying. Changing careers can actually be a positive experience. My goal today is to tell you how the decision to change careers affected my marriage, my self-esteem, and my daughter's future. First, I would like to tell you about my original plans after high school, marriage, and the decision to go to college. After graduating, I went to trade school to learn computers and word processing. And we used those big floppy disks. So now you kind of know how old I am. The program only took about 9 months to complete after I took my civil service exam and began my first job as a transcriptionist at the Negative Probation and Parole Office. Soon after, I met and married my husband of 20 years, Travis, and a couple of years later we had our only daughter, Alicia. And it didn't take long for me to realize that it was costing me way more for daycare, gas, and everyday expenses than I ever cleared on my paycheck. And I started feeling guilty about spending time with my daughter during those precious years. And for what? Less than $50 a week? I felt like I was paying for someone else to raise my daughter. After much thought, I decided to go to college for nursing. It was what I had always wanted to do, but I kept thinking, I can't change careers now. I have a family and way too many bills. I had it all planned. I could go to class 2 days a week, and the rest of the time could be totally devoted to my family, right? Well, not exactly. I forgot to factor in all the late nights of studying and how long it had been since I had graduated from high school. Now I need to tell you how going back to college affected my marriage. Does absence really make the heart grow fonder? Well, for me it did. Although it was a very stressful time in our marriage, my husband was very supportive. Since Travis had to work extra to pay the bills because we no longer had my income, we ended up spending very little time together. When we were able to steal a night out, though, it was much more special. We seem to be closer now than ever, and we learn not to take each other for granted. Next, I'd like to tell you how changing careers affected my own personal outlook and happiness. Have you ever noticed most people seem to feel better whenever you've crossed off that last thing on a really long to-do list? Well, it seems the harder the task, the greater the accomplishment. I feel so much better about myself for making the decision to change careers and change my life. It was so worth it. I would do it all over again. And in fact, I am. This class is a prerequisite for my bachelor's in nursing. And finally, wouldn't we all like to think that the hard times that we've been through has helped someone else, especially our children? My experience juggling marriage, family, and college inspired me to help plan my daughter's future. You always want better for your children. I always encouraged her to do well in school so she'd be prepared for college. Although she's not exactly following in my footsteps, she is planning a career in the medical field as a physical therapy assistant. And she made a 4.0 her first semester in college. She's dedicated to obtaining her degree before getting married or starting a family. I'm so proud of her. In conclusion, changing careers changed my life. I'm happier than I've ever been. My marriage is stronger, and my daughter has the opportunity to learn from my mistakes. So if you feel like you're stuck doing something that you hate, it's never too late. I was almost 30 when I decided what I wanted to be when I grew up. So all you really have to do is go for it. Thank you for listening.